Welcome into Arizona Christian University as we look at Arizona Club Basketball League. Nevada hard to guard, 4-1, taking on the Factory, who are 6-0. Factory led by head coach Kenny Mullins, and Nevada hard to guard, led by head coaches Darius Banks, Donald Carter, Sean Long, and Brad Bristol. So we're set to go here at Arizona Christian. And the opening tip-off picked up by Nevada. Hard to guard with Yorgo Borhab, Ray Daniels, Rayshawn Funches, Travis Thomas, and Zion White on the floor right now. Long three-point shot is good, and falling down in the process there was Rayshawn Funches. So Nevada with the first points of the game. And now here for Factory. On the other end, that's Sunday John attempting the three-pointer. Rebounded by Gonzalez. Over to Williams. It's Damarian Williams, Dominic Gonzalez, Sunday John, Xavier Lino, and Zeke Tompkins, all five on the floor for Factory. Three-point shot from Gonzalez is no good. Rebounded by Borhab for Nevada. And so here's Zion White to bring it up for Nevada. Now a long three-point try from the far corner. That was no good. And that was Travis Thomas on the attempt. Still Nevada ball. Here's White. Now over to Funches. White with it once again. Nevada leads 3-0. Here's Rayshawn Funches again, drives down the left side. Right-handed pass is tipped away and intercepted by the Factory. And dribble nearly poked away from Zeke Tompkins, and ultimately it is poked away. The first foul of the game called. And so it stays with Nevada, the foul on Factory. Here's Funches on the far side, gives it off, and streaking to the rim, the shot no good by Zion White, rebounded by himself. Now at the top of the key, sends it off to his left. That's Travis Thomas with a three-point shot. He puts it through. 6-0 Nevada early on here. So here's Damarian Williams to bring it up. Down to John under the rim. Made some contact on his way there, but he was able to convert for his first points of the game. Now here comes hard to guard. Travis Thomas. Nevada rocking some new jerseys here. Dark gray with the yellow lettering and numbering. Yellow and blue streaming down the pant legs and the sides of the jersey. Streaking to the rim, making the bucket, and one is Ray Daniels. So Daniels converts, and he'll have a shot at a three-point play. Can't finish it off. First free throw, no good. First free throw of the game is no good. Now on the other end, here is Sunday John, had his dribble stripped away. Now sends it up court. Here's Nevada on the other end. Thomas, layup no good. Rebounded by Williams. Behind the back dribble to get some clarity in the neutral zone. Now sends it off to Sunday John. He couldn't handle the pass, almost with no look there by Williams. So it'll be Nevada basketball. 8-2, hard to guard leads early on. Get it into Thomas. And Zion White to bring it up. White, the 5'10 senior guard, dribbles down the right side, heaves it into the corner for Thomas. Now to Funches. Now back to the top of the key. That's Ray Daniels streaking down the left side. His shot no good, and it's rebounded by White, but wrestled away there by Gonzalez. The 6'3" junior guard from Ironwood comes up with it, and here he comes on the other end. Sends it across for Williams. Williams stops just in front of the free throw line and pops a shot that's good. Williams with his first points of the game. Here's Funchess on the other end. Back up to White. Over to Thomas. A long three-point shot. Puts it through. Travis Thomas with his second of the day already. Under the rim, almost a nice acrobatic layup there. Not to be for the Factory. Here's Thomas on the other end. Heat check. Too far to the right. And so the first timeout called for. It's 11-4 as Nevada leads Factory early on. No timeout, just a quick stoppage at that. So here's Factory. Williams to bring it up. Williams, a right-handed dribble, switches hands now, heaves it across for John. A three-point shot, in and out of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Daniels. Daniels sends it up for White. White on the far side, switches hands, now gives it off to Daniels. On his way to the rim, the finger roll is good. Daniels with his 4th points of the day. 13-4. A heavy hole for Factory to dig out of at the 11-minute mark. There's a long three-point shot, in and out, no good by Factory. Here's Gonzalez now with the three-point shot. He puts it through, and Dominic Gonzalez has his first points of the day. Funchess with the ball for Hard to guard. Thomas steps in front of the three-point line, and the pass from Funchess intercepted again by Gonzalez. He's got quite a few takeaways already in this one. Just had the three-pointer to give Factory some life. Now Williams thinks about a three, but instead puts the ball on the floor, gives it back to Gonzalez. Another three-point try off the front of the rim. That ball being poked away by Nevada. And they say it looks like it'll stay with Factory. Get it back inbounds to Gonzalez. Another three-point shot off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebound still being fought for, and it's picked up by Factory, but intercepted by Hard to guard. And then on the other end, finger roll layup is good from Dante Bristol. Bristol with his first points of the game, and here's Factory. It's been a couple turnovers on both sides. Not a ton of points to show for it on either end, as Thomas is called for the foul. Some fast break points there for Dante Bristol. Here's Demarion Williams. Now to John. Sunday John from Willow Canyon High School attempts a three-point shot. He puts it through, and Sunday John has 5 points. Travis Thomas thought about a three, instead streaks toward the lane, gives it off to Daniels, back to Thomas. His shot was blocked, and it's kicked out to White. White drives the lane now, goes up and in. A nice shot by Zion White to fall in. That's his first point of the game. Now here's Williams. Demarion Williams drives the right side, kicks it out in the near corner for Xavier Lino. His shot no good. Sunday John leading Factory with 5 points so far, and Travis Thomas leading the way for Nevada with 6 points so far as the inbound pass is immediately tipped away. Tompkins passes it in. Here's Gonzalez. His fourth three-point try of the game is good. Give him a Factory team leading 6 points, both coming off three-pointers. And now Rayshawn Funches to bring it up. Travis Thomas nearly being suffocated in the right wing. Ball being fought for. Thomas ends up coming up with it. A prayer of a layup is no good, and Williams comes up with the rebound. Williams on the right wing. Gives it off to John in the near corner. His three-point shot is good. 8 points for Sunday John. And Factory right back in it after being down as many as 9. They're down by only a point now as Zion White streaks to the rim. Couldn't finish, but he'll go to the line for 2. So a nice surge of energy by Factory to get right back in the game after Nevada got off to a really hot start. So Zion White converts the first one. And the second one for White. So here's Damarian Williams to bring it up. Williams top of the key calling his shots. Waves the right hand, now dribbles between the legs, puts it on the floor, streaks to the rim, and a foul call. Off the ball foul called on Yorgo Borhab. 6'7" junior forward. Tompkins to pass it in for Factory, gives it off to Gonzalez. Dom Gonzalez switching hands on the right arc. Now cuts it back up to the left side. Gives it off to John. John sends it in for Lino. Now a long three-point shot from Damarian Williams. He puts it through. It's raining threes for Factory right now. They've got 5 three-pointers in this game already, making up for 15 of their 19 points. Another foul on the other end of the court. And that is how Factory has gotten back into this game with 5 three-pointers. Borhab gets the inbounds pass. Now gives it off to Thomas. Pump fakes a 3, and now gives it off to White. White nearly had his pocket picked by Gonzalez. Now drives down the baseline. His pass tipped away, but still retained by Nevada. And it's Travis Thomas sending it in now for Borhab on the right block. Turns around, his jump shot no good. Wrestled away by Gonzalez. A 6'3" junior guard from Ironwood with the ball. Drives the lane, nearly had his pocket picked. Zion White right there, and they call him for a foul. 4 fouls committed by Factory, 3 committed by Nevada in a 19-all game. 3-point shot from Damarian Williams, rattling around no good, wrestled away by Tompkins, and then picked up by Daniels for Nevada. Sends it up court to Thomas. Now back up to Bristol, and an off-the-ball foul called on Ray Daniels. Dom Gonzalez knew it right away, was calling for it, and it happened right in front of one of the referees. So it'll be Factory ball now with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left, and both teams tied at 19 points. In this first half, the Arizona Club Basketball League. Around the horn they go. Dom Gonzalez, a 3-point shot off the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by Bristol. Up court to Thomas on the far sideline. Now down low. Give it off to Borhab under the rim. An acrobatic layup is no good, and it's rebounded by Williams. Heaves it up court, for Xavier Lino, and his layup off the glass is good for his first points of the contest. So give Factory its first lead of the game, 21-19, after being down by 9 points. Ray Daniels on the other end. Gives it off to Travis Thomas. Now across the court for Daniels, top of the key, three-point shot, rattles off the front of the rim, no good. And Williams with yet another rebound. Low pass to Gonzalez handled, back and forth they go, and Marion Williams had his shot evidently blocked. Some contact made there. The ball rolls out of bounds on the other end. Now 4 fouls called on each team. Bristol will pass it in for Nevada. Sends it up for Thomas. Thomas to Daniels, grips it with the right hand, now to Bristol. Nevada down by 2, their first time trailing in this game. Comes with just under 5 minutes left. Tried to get it down low to Ray Daniels, but it was poked away by Demarion Williams. So the first timeout of the game is called. And as it stands right now, it's 21-19. Factory leads Nevada. We'll take a quick break on the ACBL network presented by Real Recruits. Back here at Arizona Christian University, it's Factory and Nevada Heart-to-Guard playing in the Arizona Club Basketball League's final weekend. They'll play the championship game this coming Sunday at 4 o'clock. Out of 9 total teams in the Arizona Club Basketball League, 8 will make the tournament, which will take place as part of tomorrow and the next day. That pass is poked away by Demarion Williams. Bit of a miscommunication there as Factory tried to get it in bounds. Looked like it came off somebody's foot at one point, and then ultimately Demarion Williams tried to save it, but it rolled out of bounds. So Bristol will pass it in. Gets it into Thomas. Thomas on the near sideline. Now toward the midcourt logo here at ACU. Drives the left side, gives it off to Borhob. Borhob now under attack by Factory. Puts up a hook shot that's no good. Rebound being fought for and picked up by Williams, but then a foul immediately called. That earlier foul was called by Nevada, so they have 2 remaining, where Factory has all 3 of its timeouts left. Nevada ball. Here's Borhob, a turnaround shot, no good. Rebounded by Sunday John. Fifth foul of the contest called on Factory. Borhob to pass it in. And a high pass that ultimately was batted out of bounds, and it'll stay with Nevada. Some clear frustration from some of the Factory players, and some applause as well from their head coach Kenny Mullins as they were able to disrupt that inbounds pass. Here's Dante Bristol under the rim with a nice layup to tie the game at 21. John and Tompkins go back and forth on the other end. Sunday John ends up with it, had his pocket stripped, gets the ball though, gets it back to Lino. Lino with a floater that's no good. Rebound being fought for. Gonzalez tried to save it, but that'll be Nevada basketball. Bristol gets it into Daniels. Daniels streaking down the sideline, now cuts it back up toward the middle of the court and finds White. White on the far sideline. 21 all here in the first half, just under 4 minutes to go in the half between Nevada and Factory. Zion White looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Left-handed dribble and call a foul. That'll get Factory the ball. Or I think they called that he held the ball too long. So it'll be Factory ball regardless, as Zeke Tompkins brings it up. Marion Williams kicks it out. Three-point try from Gonzalez, in and out of the rim, and ultimately it falls in. So Gonzalez with 9 points, all coming on three-pointers. He's the leading scorer in this game. Now on the other end, White was fouled on his way to the rim. Shot didn't fall, wouldn't have counted anyway. That'll be foul number 6 committed by Factory. And Nevada gets it into Funchess. And immediately, I think they say he poked it out of bounds. So it'll be Factory ball again. Factory with a 3-point lead, its largest of the game. It's been pretty close throughout. Clock ticks under 3 minutes now. Williams, shot in front of the rim, in the block is good. 7 points now for Demarion Williams. Gonzalez, Williams, and John with 9, 7, and 8 points respectively. They've been doing the heavy lifting for Factory. Here's Funchess on the right wing. Now off to White at the left wing. And now in the near corner, Bristol with a three-point try. Off the right side of the rim, no good. And the rebound ripped down by Demarion Williams. Williams on the right side, picks up his own dribble. Kicks it out for Gonzalez. Another three-point try is no good. Factory retains. Williams to the rim, got fouled. Shot came off the front of the rim, but he'll go to the line for a couple. And Williams converts the first one. Makes both of them, so 9 points for Demarion Williams to tie Dominic Gonzalez for the Factory lead. Factory also with yet to lose a game this year. They're 6-0. And that's entering the final weekend of the Arizona Club Basketball League. Nice ball movement by Nevada on the other end as Ray Daniels came away with the layup and a nice assist by Travis Thomas. Daniels with 6 now. Three-point shot is good from Lino. Give him 5 points on the afternoon now. Only Factory player that hasn't scored yet is Zeke Tompkins. And they call a moving screen foul on Yorgo Borhab. That'll get Factory the ball back. So they're in a groove and up by 8 now. Ever since this game was tied at 21, Factory's gone on a 10-2 run. So they got off to a slow start, but it's been all Factory ever since they tied it up. So Travis Thomas is called for a foul, reaching in on Xavier Lino. Dominic Gonzalez with a three-point shot is no good. Bristol comes up with it on the other end, gives it off to Daniels, and they say Daniels was out of bounds when he caught the ball. So just as Nevada got a good look, again, they turn the ball over. Here's Gonzalez, now kicks it out for Sunday John. His three-point shot is no good. Rayshawn Funchess coming up with the rebound. And now Bristol on the other end, heaves it back out, and it gets over to Factory. Zeep Tompkins on the other end with some easy points, his first of the game. And so give Factory a 10-point lead. Ball stripped away by Lino. Here comes Lino trying to go coast to coast. He kicks it out for Gonzalez. Glance at a potential three-point shot. Instead, volleys back and forth with Tompkins. Here's Williams now. 20 seconds left in the first half. Factory still up by 10. And they look content to run out the clock. Dominic Gonzalez back and forth with Williams. Clock under 10 seconds now. Back over to Williams, clock under 5 seconds. Williams puts the ball on the floor, heaves it out in the corner. Three-point try for Lino is no good, and that'll end the first half. Factory ends up with a 33-23 lead at halftime over the Nevada hard to guard, as it was a hard-fought battle throughout the entire first half. Both Dominic Gonzalez and Demarion Williams, the leading scorers in the game, with 9 points to this point. As we'll take a quick halftime break, you're watching this game on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. It's Arizona Club Basketball League, Nevada Hearts, Guard, and Factory facing off in this one, with Factory up 33-23 at halftime. You're watching this game on the ACBL network, presented by Real Recruits. In the final weekend of the Arizona Club Basketball League, these are the two top teams in the standings. Factory 6-0, Nevada 4-1, vying for two of the top seedings in the playoffs, which will start tomorrow. Championship game will be at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And it's Factory who's gotten off to the hot start in this one. Nevada starts with the ball here in this second half. Zion White on the right wing. Over to Thomas, and they call a foul on, I believe, Sunday John, or Yorgo Borja was called for the foul, so that's the first one committed in this second half. Here's Zeke Tompkins, left-handed dribble, gives it off for Gonzalez, who had 9 points in the first half. Gives it off to Williams, who also had 9. Three-point try from Lino is good. Xavier Lino with his first points of the second half. He's got 8 in the game now. Under the rim, a nice shot by Zion White. Almost rims in, but couldn't roll through. He'll go to the line for 2, though. White had 4 points in the first half, including 2 from the free throw line. First shot rolls out for White. Travis Thomas leads the way with 6 points, as well as Ray Daniels, both tied for that mark for Nevada. White with 5 points now after the second free throw is good. 12-point lead for Factory. Marion Williams thought about a three-point try, but got fouled. They call Ray Daniels for it. Second foul committed by Nevada. Tompkins with a bounce pass gets it into Williams. Demarion Williams at the left wing now gets it out to Sunday John. His three-point try no good off the back iron. Rebounded by Daniels. Daniels sets it up. Now across the court. Three-point shot no good from Rayshawn Funchess. John comes up with it, and his pass couldn't be handled by Zeke Tompkins. Trying to streak to the rim, but the pass was a little bit too far behind him, so it'll be Nevada ball. Down by 12 with 14:42 remaining in the game. It's 2 16-minute halves in the Arizona Club Basketball League. 7 shots puts the opposite team in the bonus. Travis Thomas with a bounce pass. Borja ends up with it now. Now to Funchess. A whistle blown that get Dominic Gonzalez for a foul. It's the third foul by Gonzalez. And they get Zeke Tompkins for a foul. Inbounds pass to Daniels. Now here's White. White on his way to the rim, lobs one up, no good. But Sunday John gets the rebound. Now over to Tompkins. Factory are in business. Their largest lead of the game. They're up by 12 with exactly 14 minutes left in this one. Got off to a slow start. We've seen that in several games in the Club Basketball League from Factory, as Dominic Gonzalez tried about a 13-footer and got knocked down, so he'll head to the line for a couple free throws. Well, we've seen a few times in the Club Basketball League, Arizona Club Basketball League, where Factory's gotten off to a slow start, and then the shots start falling, and they seem to get in a good groove by a couple minutes into the game. First shot good from Gonzalez. He's the first player on the court in double digits. Ray Daniels checks out of the game for Dante Bristol, who checks in. That free throw also by Gonzalez was his first point that didn't come off of a three-pointer. Can't get the next one to go, so he's got 10. 3 3-pointers, 1 free throw. Zion White on the other end for Nevada. White looking for somewhere to go with it. He finds Funchess in the near corner. Thought about a three, kicks it out to his left. Thomas with the three-point shot now. He puts it through. And Travis Thomas with his third three-pointer of the game. He's got 9 points. A player that averages 7.8 points per game for Nevada. On the other end for Factory, it's Sunday John with a left-handed dribble. Gives it off to Tompkins. Tompkins now breaks for the rim. Breaks through a sea of gray jerseys. His finger roll is good, and he'll go to the line for 2 more. And so Zeke Tompkins completes the three-point play, give him 5 points on the afternoon. 13-point lead now for Factory. Here's Zion White. Sends it down low for Borhob, and a whistle blown. They get Sunday John for the foul there. 4 fouls for each team in the second half already. Pass inbounded by Nevada, now down low to Borhob. And Borhob had it poked away. And so they call Dominic Gonzalez for a foul. That's his 4th. So the first shot from Borhob is good. That's his first point of the game. Second one rims out. It's Factory and Nevada in this game right now. The next game we'll have for you is the Prime16 Club and the Salt Lake Rebels. That'll be the final game on the slate for the Arizona Club Basketball League today, and then 11 more tomorrow. Foul on the court called on Travis Thomas. So Factory ball as they remain up by 12 with 12:42 left in the game. Inbounds pass immediately gets to Damarian Williams. He couldn't finish the easy points though. Factory does get the rebound. Sunday John standing near the midcourt logo, working again against Travis Thomas. Now Damarian Williams breaks for the rim and comes away with a couple points. A team leading 11 now for Damarian Williams, who's averaging 11.6. So right at his team mark on the season. Zion White on the other end can't finish the finger roll. They get it out to Dominic Gonzalez, streaking to the rim, and his shot is good. So Gonzalez now with 12 points. Zion White dribbled that one off of the Factory defender's foot and would have been off to the races, but instead they called a kicked ball. 5 fouls for each team. Funchess gets the inbound pass. Down low to Borhob, back to Funchess, kicks it out for Thomas, who's got 3 3-pointers in the game. He gets it down low to Borhob. Turnaround shot good, and Borhob now with 3 points on the day. Here's Dominic Gonzalez, standing at the left wing. Leading scorer on the court with 12, had his shot blocked. And he gets knocked down. Not only was the shot blocked, but he was fouled by Dante Bristol. So Gonzalez to the line for a couple. Too strong on the first one. Gonzalez now on the day, 1 for 3 from the charity stripe. Gets the second one to go, so give Dom Gonzalez 13 points. Funchess to bring it up for Nevada here. Rayshawn Funchess off to his right for Travis Thomas. Thomas down low to Borhob. They continue to go with the pick and roll play, but the sequence couldn't be finished by Borhob. He got fouled. As the fouls continue for both teams. Less than 5 minutes into the half, we've got both teams with 6 fouls now. Borhob 1 for 2 from the line so far today. First couple free throws came just a few moments ago, in fact. Making 1 for 3 at the line. Second free throw no good as well, so Borhob 1 for 4 from the free throw line in this game. Here's Zeke Tompkins. It's been the same 10 players on the court, same 11 players rather for both of these two teams for the most part. 3-point shot from Xavier Lino is good, and now he's in double digits. The third factory player to be in double digits. Lino with his third 3-point shot made in the game. Nevada's Rayshawn Funchess gets to the rim. His shot no good, poked away, and the rebound wrestled down by Damarian Williams. And Lino finds a streaking Sunday John on his way to the rim. He just couldn't finish the basket after a really nice assist. On the other end, Rayshawn Funchess had his first shot blocked. He gets his own rebound and comes away with the points. So Funchess with 5 points now. And a timeout called by Kenny Mullins, head coach of the Factory. His team is up by 48-32, so it's a 16-point lead for Factory. 10 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in this one. It's Factory and Nevada, and you're watching this game on the ACBL network, presented by Real Recruits. (48-32) is the score, and the team that leads the Arizona Club Basketball League in points per game, Factory, leads this game by 16 over Nevada hard to guard. Factory's averaging 66 points per game, and that's right on par with what their scoring pace is in this one. They're up 48-32 over Nevada hard to guard, who's only 4-1 this year, so they're the second place team in this league. Factory's still undefeated at 6-0. And if they keep at this pace, they'll be 7-0 entering the final weekend of the season for these two teams. Factory ball to start this second half coming out of the timeout. Sunday John with a 3-point try off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebound being batted around, ultimately picked up by Zion White. White coming up the other end, kicks it out. The 3-point shot from Bristol is no good, and the rebound pulled down by Damarian Williams. Williams sets it up for Lino, and Lino's 3-point shot no good. They called Dante Bristol on the foul. Sunday John ended up on the ground, and very displeased with the call was one of the head coaches for Nevada, Darius Banks. And so they call a technical on the coach, getting Dominic Gonzalez to the line. Hits the first one, give Gonzalez 14 points. And Gonzalez can't make the next one, so give him 14 flat. His team Factory now up by 17. Following the technical foul committed by Nevada. Ball stays with Factory, of course. 3-point shot from Gonzalez, no good. And the rebound picked up by White. White on the other end, heaves it up the court for Funchess. Some quick points for Nevada. Rayshawn Funchess now with 7 points for hard to guard. Here's Dominic Gonzalez. Back and forth he goes with Zeke Tompkins. Once again, now they get it off to Williams on the left wing. No look pass inside to Xavier Lino. Now out to the perimeter, they find Gonzalez. Sunday John down the baseline. Layup blocked off the backboard by Yorgo Borhab. Nevada with the ball here. They get it inside to Borhab. The pass came off his fingertips. Williams comes up with it. Bounce pass back and forth with Sunday John, and now Dominic Gonzalez at the left wing. Williams drives the lane, now kicks it out for Gonzalez again. His 3-point shot, no good, and picked up by Zion White. That pass poked away by Sunday John, playing with some ferocity there. Gets tossed out of bounds. And on the other end, Demarion Williams hacked on his way to the rim. Looked like he was trying to go up to dunk, but ended up being thrown on the floor. So Williams to the line for 2. Williams with 12 points now. And so Williams now 4 for 4 from the free throw line, has 13 points. 51-34, 17-point lead for Factory, trying to move on to 7-0. Travis Thomas gets to the top of the key before kicking it out to Rayshawn Funchess, who drives the baseline and comes away with the layup. So Funchess now with a team lead tying 9 points for Nevada. Funchess has really turned it up in the second half. After 3 points in the first half, he's got 6 here in the second half. Xavier Lino kicks it out. 3-point shot from Xavier Lino is no good. Dante Bristol thinks about a 3-point shot, and after a couple seconds, he takes it. The shot no good, and Dominic Gonzalez comes down with the rebound. Gonzalez sends it up for Zeke Tompkins. 3-point shot from Sunday John there, falls right in. Nothing but net for Sunday John, and make him the 4th Factory player to be in double digits. And the Factory has had the same 5 players on the court for this entire game. 3-point shot from Travis Thomas, no good for Nevada. No one on Nevada yet with double digits, but 2 players with 9 points. Zeke Tompkins with the ball right now for Factory. He is the only Factory player that doesn't have double-digit points. Here's a 3-point shot from Gonzalez. That one's good, and he's got 17 now. No look pass by Zion White, poked away. And will stay with Nevada. Factory lost one of its top players, Emmanuel Taban, to a commitment, a college commitment, because in the Arizona Club Basketball League, you can't play for these teams if you're committed to a college. And Emmanuel Taban, who is one of the top scorers in the club league and the top scorer for the Factory Club, committed to Cal State Fullerton. So congrats to Emmanuel Taban, one of the top players on this Factory team. No longer on the team, opening the door for some other players to put in work. Marion Williams heaves it across the court. Three-point shot from Xavier Lino is good. He's got 4 3-pointers made in this one and 14 points total. Made his first field goal, and then after that, the next 4 shots he's made from the field have been from behind the arc. Here's Zion White. Gives it off to his right for Funchess. Travis Thomas gives it off to Borhab. His jump shot good. Borhab with 5 points now, all of them coming in the second half. And it is all Factory right now. Another 3-point shot from Lino is no good. That one off the front of the rim. Factory up by 22 as Funchess streaks to the rim. A bounce pass to Bristol, blocked by Gonzalez. Rebound being fought for. Bristol comes up with it. His shot blocked once again off the glass. And then he finally puts it through and gets the foul. So persistence pays off for Dante Bristol. Got his own rebound twice, finally put it back up, and foul is committed. So now a 20-point game. Ray Daniels checks into the game for Nevada. And after the free throw made by Bristol, the lead shaved down to 19 points for Factory, who has the ball. Here's Sunday John. John kicks it out for Lino. His 3-point shot, again off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Funchess. Funchess a bounce pass over to White. Now back to Funchess and kicked out for Daniels. And they say Daniels was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Second time we've seen that called by Daniels, on Daniels at least. So it's Factory ball. Factory have committed 7 fouls in this one, 9 committed so far by Nevada. Here's Sunday John for Factory. Gives it off to Diaz once again. Xavier Lino, that is. John's layup no good. He gets his own rebound, puts it right back through. So Sunday John with 13 points to match the 13 for Damarian Williams. Rayshawn Funchess with some easy points. A miscommunication by the Factory there. So Funchess now with 11. He's the first hard-to-guard player in double digits. Here's Dominic Gonzalez. Sunday John drives the lane, kicks it out for Williams. He drives the baseline. Bounce pass over to Tompkins. Nearly poked away, and they say it was out of bounds on Nevada. So it stays with Factory. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to be played in this one. Kenny Mullen's team, the Factory, still up by 19. As Gonzalez gets the inbounds heave. Gonzalez at the left wing. Across the court for Xavier Lino. Gonzalez to his right, quickly covered up by Rayshawn Funchess. Now Gonzalez guarded by Funchess again. This time drives the lane. His layup off the glass just missed, and it's rebounded by Dante Bristol. Bristol trying to go coast to coast. Stay behind the back dribble, kicks it out for White. White now kicks it out for Bristol. His 3-point shot off the front of the rim, no good, but Funchess puts it right back up and in. So now Factory with it. Sunday John with a wide open 3-point shot, and it's good. So Sunday John with 16 points now. One behind Gonzalez for the team lead. Ray Daniels streaking to the rim. His shot no good, but he got fouled, so he will go to the line for 2. Daniels was one of the leading scorers in the first half with 6 points, but nothing since then, so he'll try to get on the board here. Yorgo Borhab's going to check in here for Dante Bristol. The second shot from Daniels does roll home, so give him 8 points. Both free throws good from Ray Daniels. 3 minutes left in this one as Factory stays up by 19. Sunday John had his pass poked away, but Demarion Williams comes up with it, and Williams comes away with his 15 points of the day. Funchess under the rim once again. Lays one off the glass, and it's good. Here's Dominic Gonzalez. Gonzalez left wing, bounce pass. Now kicked out for John. Another three-point shot, wide open. Can't convert that one as Borhab comes away with the rebound. And they call Zeke Tompkins for a foul there. He's besides himself, doesn't believe it. So Borhab to the line. Each team has committed 9 fouls. And number 9 at the line makes the first one, Borhab. Can't make the second, so give him 6 points. And the inbounds pass hurled out of bounds, so it'll stay with Nevada. Trying to claw its way back to within the running to win this game. Here's White. Floater off the glass, no good. Picked up by himself. Kicked out to Daniels. His dribble poked away, but picked up by Borhab, whose jump shot is good. Borhab with now 8 points, all coming in the second half. No-look pass to Xavier Lino, back and forth to Williams. Another no-look pass, and now a jump shot from the free throw line, converted by Dom Gonzalez. He has been the go-to guy for Factory in this game. Lino on the other end. Tried to lob it up for Sunday John, but he wasn't able to finish. So back and forth they go, and Lino ended up converting for his 16 points of the day. Daniels with a no-look behind the back pass, but the three-pointer no good from Zion White. Factory ball, a minute and counting left in this one. Factory looking content to run the clock out, up by 20 points. Here's Zeke Tompkins. Now over to Xavier Lino. Sunday John into the corner for Williams. Playing keep away is the Factory. Up by 20 points, and they will call the game with 20 seconds left on the clock. It's a blowout as Kenny Mullen's Factory team wins 71-51, moving on to 7-0, perfectly primed for that #1 seed in the Arizona Club Basketball League playoffs, which start tomorrow. And again, the championship game, as a reminder, will be broadcasted live here on the Arizona Club Basketball League Network, presented by Real Recruits this coming Sunday at 4 o'clock. Again, the final score in this one, 71-51, Factory on top of Nevada, hard to guard. And in just a few moments, we'll have the second and final game of this broadcast slate. It'll be the Salt Lake Rebels and the Prime16 Club. Don't want to miss it right here on the Arizona Club Basketball League Network, presented by Real Recruits in just a few moments. Welcome into Arizona Christian University as we broadcast the final game of this Arizona Club Basketball League slate. It's the Prime Basketball 16 Club and the Salt Lake Rebels visiting from all the way up in Utah. Blue jerseys with the white lettering and numbering is the Prime 16 Club, and the white jerseys with the red lettering and numbering are the Salt Lake Rebels, led by head coach Everett Gray, and Scott Bray leads the Prime basketball team. Here's Miles Youngblood beginning with the ball. Kicked out for a three-point shot, which is no good for Salt Lake. But a player knocked down in the process, so a foul called, and it'll be Prime basketball. That was Dylan Paranoid who missed the three-point shot. And now for Prime on the other side. Getting fouled on the play was Caden Kennedy, the second leading scorer on the team with 12 points per game. And he'll try to get Prime on the board to start this one. So the first shot no good from Kennedy. Sophomore forward from Desert Ridge High School. Every player on this team are sophomores. Mostly from Desert Ridge as well, with a couple of exceptions. As the second shot is good from Caden Kennedy, so he's got the first point of this one. Here's Chol Deng on the other end. Gives it off to Miles Youngblood, leading scorer for the Rebels at 15 a game. Gives it off, and the three-point shot off the front of the rim is no good by Dylan Paranoid. And as the rebound is being wrestled for, a whistle blown on the floor. They get Jared Nichols for the foul. Chol Deng gets the inbounds pass. Drops it off, and the long two-point shot no good. Attempted by Mark Bateman. Prime 16 with the ball now. And a three-point shot heaved up and in by Joe Kelsey, the leading scorer for this Prime basketball club at 16.7 a game. He starts with a triplet. Prime 16 up early by 4 as Chol Deng's shot can't rim in. And the ball tipped out by Salt Lake, so it'll be Prime basketball. Prime again wearing the blue and white, looking like the Indianapolis Colts home jerseys. And the white and red reminiscent of the UNLV Rebels, as those are the Salt Lake Rebels. And they're going to give that ball to Salt Lake, where Scott Bray, the coach for Prime, is convinced that one of the Salt Lake players tipped it out of bounds, but not the case according to the refs. So Miles Youngblood with the ball here. Salt Lake still looking for its first points of the game. Here's Chol Deng. Kicks it out for Youngblood. Youngblood down the baseline. Now a three-point shot. No good. That was attempted by Sina Nander. Prime basketball up by 4. Three-point shot in the near corner. Rims out for Caden Kennedy. Here's Youngblood coming up the other end. Kicks it out for a three-point shot. Nothing but net there. Salt Lake with its first points of the game for Trey Anderson. And here's Gavin Bray. Pass intercepted and poked away, but ultimately picked up by Joe Kelsey, who got fouled. Kelsey got hit in the face by Mark Bateman, so he's called for his first foul. 3 fouls committed in the early going by Salt Lake, 1 by Prime basketball. And again, there's a Prime 17 and under team and a Prime 16 and under team. This is the 16 and under team, comprised of only sophomores. Pass tipped away. Here comes Trey Anderson on the other end, he's able to finish the layup and give Salt Lake its first lead of the game. All 5 points courtesy of Trey Anderson. Shot good there from Joe Kelsey. Youngblood on the other end gets fouled, couldn't finish the shot, but he'll head to the line for 2. They get Jared Nichols for the foul there. And so Youngblood with his first points of the contest. Mark Bateman checks out of the game for Sina Nander. Salt Lake trying to regain the lead. And the second free throw good from Youngblood. So give him 2. And it's a 1-point lead, 7-6 the score, Salt Lake over Prime. Here's Caden Kennedy. Kennedy gets it out to Devin Windham. And the 3-point shot made by Joe Kelsey. So Kelsey already with 8 points in this game. Pass poked away and picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy drops it off for Windham. Windham up court to Kelsey. Kelsey at the right wing, steps back in front of the near corner. Now kicks it out for Kennedy. Kennedy picks up his dribble, now gets it back out. And onto the right wing. Here's Windham once again. Windham gives it off for Harrop. That's Kai Harrop, also from Desert Ridge. A long 2-point shot from Kennedy rims out, rebounded by Youngblood. Youngblood heaves one up to Deng. Deng under the rim, fighting through traffic, and he got fouled. They get Devin Windham on the hit. So Chol Deng looking for his first points. Deng averaging 5.2 points per game. And he's got his first of this one. Dylan Paranoid checks out of the game. Jackson Holcomb checks into the game. Deng trying to tie it once again. And the shot good, make it 9-all. Just under 12 minutes remaining in the first half here. And it's been a back and forth affair so far. Gavin Bray on the other end. Passes it off to his right, that's Joe Kelsey. Kelsey breaks for the rim, has the ball stripped, and he was fouled. So they get Jackson Holcomb, who just checked into the game, for the reaching. And so Kelsey, who has all but 1 point so far for Prime16, is at the line. Give him 9 already. As Mateus Minnick checks into the game for Miles Youngblood, who gets a rest. And Kelsey gets the second one to go as well, so he's in double figures. Less than 5 minutes into this game. Chol Deng with a long 3-point shot, rimming around, and it ends up rolling off the backboard, so no good. It'll be Prime basketball. Kai Harrop set to pass it in. He finds Kelsey. Joe Kelsey, another one of those Desert Ridge Jaguars. Many of them on this Prime16 club, all wearing blue jerseys. Nander to bring it up for Salt Lake. Kicks it out for Anderson. Anderson, a 3-point shot, rattling around, and it rolls through. So Trey Anderson now with a team leading 8 points for Salt Lake. And they call Jaden Bayfield for a foul. Salt Lake up by 1. It's been a back and forth affair throughout the entire first half so far. Inbounds pass immediately tried tipping in by Trey Anderson, but he couldn't get it to go, and they call a travel. So it'll be Prime ball, down by 1. Prime16 club is 2-2. Salt Lake 3-2 during the Arizona Club Basketball League campaign. Inbounds pass tipped away by Chol Deng, but Trey Anderson comes up with it, and he comes away with a triplet. He's now in double figures as well, carrying the Rebels on his back. He has 11 out of 15 total points. Joe Kelsey has his ball poked away, really ripped away by Sina Nander. And a timeout called for on the floor. Or just a foul. 4 for each team now. Dylan Paranoid checks it in for Sina Nander. Nander across the midcourt logo here at ACU. Anderson sends it in, and that ball was hanging up there for a while. And they call a foul ultimately on Prime. 6 fouls now for Prime. So they get it into Anderson. That's the Salt Lake Rebels wearing the white and red. Anderson at the left wing. And so they get Jaden Bayfield for another foul. Now 7 total fouls committed by Prime16 and 5 total after that one by Salt Lake. So it'll be Prime ball, down by 4. It's the largest deficit they faced in this game after they got out to as much as a 4-point lead right off the bat. And so the ball inbounded to Devin Wyndham. Wyndham, another Desert Ridge Jaguar, gives it off to his right. Long 3-point shot missed. Rebound being fought for on the floor. It ultimately rolls out of bounds, and looks like it's going to stay with Prime16. So they get it into Trent McLaughlin. Wyndham drives the baseline. Finger roll is good. So Devin Wyndham with his first points of the game. Now it's a 2-point deficit for Prime16. Long 2-point shot missed there by Jackson Holcomb. And it'll be a Prime ball. And so Prime gets it in. Three-point shot left short by McLaughlin. Now here's Nander for Salt Lake. Over to his right. Gives it off. For Paranoid. Kicked out. And here's a long 3-point shot off the front of the rim from Mark Bateman. Retained by the Rebels. And that pass down low. Still picked up by Bateman. Gets it back to the perimeter. Here's Nander. Kicks it out. Paranoid, the 3-point shot, no good. And it's rebounded by Prime. And so Prime gets it into Caden Kennedy. Now it's McLaughlin with the ball. Kennedy under the rim, kicks it out. And foul called. Off the ball, they get Jared Nichols for a foul. So it'll stay with Salt Lake. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. Long two-point shot, no good, but they end up calling a foul anyway. Foul called on Holcomb. 8 fouls committed by Prime and 7 committed by Salt Lake. So there have been fouls galore less than halfway through this first half. Long three-point shot rims out. No good from Trent McLaughlin. Now in the paint, Trey Anderson trying to fight for some points, but he kicks it out for Nander. His three-point shot no good. Rebound being tipped all over the place, and it's Prime who comes up with it. That's Caden Kennedy who gives it off to McLaughlin. Back over to Kennedy, now in the near corner. A long three-point shot is good. So they call another foul on Prime. And Miles Youngblood checks back into the game. So Mateus Minnick makes both of his free throws, and he gives Salt Lake the lead once again. 17-16. Caden Kennedy down low. Tried to get it to Kai Harrop, but another foul call. And so now this will be Kai Harrop shooting two. First one no good, as it was in the bonus. Still Prime ball. They get it down low to Kennedy, but the pass tipped out of bounds. Was a little bit too high on the throw. So it'll stay with Salt Lake. Bateman to bring it up for the Rebels. Led by head coach Everett Gray. Everett Gray, who played at UNLV from 1990 to 1993, and that's how this team got its name, the Rebels. Salt Lake Rebels, UNLV Rebels, same colors, and they hail from, of course, Utah. Here's Joe Kelsey, leading scorer for the Prime. Gives it off back and forth with Harrop. Now McLaughlin. Haved across the court, back over to Kelsey, down low to Kennedy. Kennedy is called for a charge. So they get him for the offensive foul. Just as he was going up, he knocked down Troll Deng. Here's Kelsey once again after the missed three-point try. And this pass intercepted. Here comes, on the other end, the Salt Lake Rebels. Jump shot no good from Trey Anderson. But Miles Youngblood is there to clean it up. His first field goal of the game. And so Caden Kennedy gets 2 points off the goaltending call. His first field goal of the game. Here's Youngblood, top of the key. Steps back, picks up his dribble, finds Chol Deng, and now a long three-point try from Paranoid is no good. Rebounded by Anderson, who's fouled immediately. So Anderson to the line. Anderson with 12 points in this one out of the 20 total from Salt Lake. And so Anderson makes both, give him 13 first half points, and there's still just under 6 minutes left in the first half. Now Joe Kelsey for Prime. An acrobatic shot, he's able to bring it home. Joe Kelsey with 12 now to account for 20 of Prime's points. Paranoid's floater no good, and that ball rebounded by Jaden Bayfield. Back over to Kelsey. Kelsey to his right, nearly gets knocked down, breaks it back to his left. And it'll stay with Prime after that one was poked out of bounds by the Rebels. (21-20), and Prime leads Salt Lake. Joe Kelsey, a long three-point shot. He puts it through, nothing but net for Joe Kelsey. 15 first half points. Now Chol Deng under the rim. Kicks it out, Youngblood over to Anderson. All the way around the horn they go, and Trey Anderson converts. Nice answer to Joe Kelsey's points. Kelsey's got 15, Anderson's got 16. They have been dueling back and forth so far in this one. Three-point shot blocked. Rebounded by Anderson. That was Gavin Bray on the try. Miles Youngblood on the other end. His shot off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Chol Deng, who has his dribble poked away immediately, and it'll stay with Prime. Fast pace being set now here at Arizona Christian. Prime trying to convert some more points. Kelsey gets it out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin having trouble getting out of the backcourt, though, before he finally gets it out to Gavin Bray. And Scott Bray, head coach of Prime16, calls a timeout. It's 24-23. His team is up by 1 over the Salt Lake Rebels with 4:08 left in the first half. We'll take a quick break on the Arizona Club Basketball League Network, presented by Real Recruits. Back here at ACU, 24-23 is the score as the Prime16 club leads the Salt Lake Rebels 24-23. And a foul call just as we get started. Jaden Bayfield gets called for it. Third foul he's been called for in this one. So here's Salt Lake Rebels. Cena Nander to bring it up. Nander sends it down low for Trey Anderson. Anderson picks up his dribble, kicks it out for Holcomb. Now a long two-point shot just from in front of the free throw line. That one is good from Anderson. He's got 18 in the first half. Joe Kelsey answering once again with 17 points now. Here's Miles Youngblood on the left side. Drives the baseline, and his pass poked out of bounds. Poked out of bounds by Wyndham. And they call a technical foul on the Prime bench. Trey Anderson to the line. So Anderson rings both home. He's got 20 points in this one already. 28-25 is the score. Three-point shot from Miles Youngblood off the left side of the rim, no good. And it's rebounded by Kelsey. Joe Kelsey averaging 16.7 a game, and he's already got 17 in the first half of this one. His pass poked away by Miles Youngblood. Here's Youngblood on the other end, lays it off the glass, up and in. Miles Youngblood with 6 now. Caden Kennedy in the corner, breaks loose, now kicks it out. Three-point shot no good from Devin Wyndham. Rebels with the ball now. Here's Nander across the court. Trey Anderson, three-point try, and it's no good. Ripped down by Wyndham. Jump shot from in front of the free throw line, just behind the free throw line at that, for McLaughlin is no good. Caden Kennedy comes up with it, lays it off the glass, up and in. So Caden Kennedy with a burst for Prime. He's up to 5 points now. Here's Miles Youngblood, and they call him for a charge. He ended up knocking down Trent McLaughlin. So they get him for the charge there. 30-27 is the score. And Salt Lake is on top. And so now they call a technical on Salt Lake, evidently, and it's Joe Kelsey at the line. Some jarring and displeasure from both sides with the officials, as now both teams have been called for technicals. That one called on Cena Nander. And after Kelsey makes both free throws, he's got 19 points. Easily tops on the Prime16 club. Kelsey's got the ball as well. Picks up his dribble. Leaves it across the court. Now down low, here's Caden Kennedy. Kicks it out for Kelsey. Kelsey with it again. Three-point shot no good. Rebounded by Salt Lake. Here's Miles Youngblood cutting it up on the other end. No look pass over to Nander. Now he gets it down low, and the layup off the glass good by McLaughlin, who was left wide open under the rim, able to convert some easy points. Layup off the glass, no good. Rebounded by McLaughlin. Sets it up for Nander. His three-point shot off the front of the rim is no good. Rebound picked up by Salt Lake nonetheless. Here's Trey Anderson. His shot from behind the arc is off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound being fought for on the far sideline. And now with under a minute left in this first half, it's 32-29. Salt Lake still on top of Prime16. Salt Lake ball, they get it into Paranoid. Paranoid, a nice juke, but he couldn't finish. Rebounded by Kennedy. With under 50 seconds left, a chance to tie it for Joe Kelsey. His three-point shot is good. Able to tie it up and give Kelsey 22 points now in the first half. And a steal on the other end for Prime, a foul called, and they will head to the line. Huge change in momentum late on in this first half. It's going to be Trent McLaughlin heading to the line for two and a chance to give Prime the lead after they were down by 3. Shot made by Joe Kelsey to tie it up, and on the other end, a foul called with both teams in the double bonus. And Trent McLaughlin gets that one to fall. Gets both to go, so he's got 4 points on the day. Cena Nander trying to set a quick pace for Salt Lake. Now letting things settle with under 25 seconds left in the half. A long three-point try off the front of the rim is no good. Rebounded by McLaughlin. Trying to go coast to coast, spinning near the rim. His shot was blocked from behind. And they call a travel. Kelsey with the ball, kicks it out. Long three-point shot from McLaughlin, no good. Rebounded by Kennedy. His jump shot from in front of the free throw line is good. Now with under 2 seconds left, heaving up a shot at the buzzer. Almost got it to go for the Rebels. So Caden Kennedy with the final points of the half. 32-36 is what the score is at halftime. Prime16 leads Salt Lake. And we'll take a 3-minute break during halftime here as you're watching this game on the ACBL network presented by Real Recruits. 36-32 as we come out of halftime with Salt Lake Rebels trailing the Prime16 club by 4 points, courtesy of a huge half from Joe Kelsey, who had 22 points. And on the other end for Salt Lake, who trails by 4, Trey Anderson had 20 points. So those two have been exchanging blows this entire game, which has only resulted in 1 half so far. So each team will try to respectively come up with an answer for those two players. Joe Kelsey's one of them. He starts with the ball here in the second half. The leading scorer in the game with 22. Heaves it across the court for Nichols. Back over to Kelsey. And now a long three-point shot off the left side of the rim was no good from Gavin Bray. Here's Miles Youngblood with the ball. Youngblood had 5 in the first half. Picks up his dribble after it was nearly poked away. That one is poked away by Dylan Paranoid. And the shot blocked on the other end. I believe that was by Trey Anderson. That ball is heaved across the court. Looking for Mark Bateman there, but it is tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Prime16. Joe Kelsey gets the inbounds pass. His team up by 4 with 15 minutes left in regulation. It has been back and forth throughout. No team has had more than a 4-point lead in this game. They say that Chol Deng kicked that ball. The ball stays with Prime. Floater no good and rebounded by Anderson. Anderson sets it up to Paranoid. Now across the court, here's Anderson again. A long three-point try off the front of the rim. That's no good. Rebound being tipped all over the place and finally put back for 2 points for the Rebels. That's the first points of the second half from Paranoid. Paranoid with 2, and on the other end, Kennedy with 2. Chol Deng under the rim. Tried to put one off the glass, but he couldn't get it to go. Prime with the rebound, up by 4. Here's Kelsey driving the left block. He got fouled, and he makes the shot on his way down. Sensational shot by Joe Kelsey, and he'll try to make it a 3-point play. Joe Kelsey carrying the team on his back. He's got 25 of Prime's 41 points. Nice shot blocked by Devin Windham. Swatted out of bounds. And they end up calling him for a foul at that. So it puts Mark Bateman at the line. He makes the first one, his first point of the game. Jackson Holcomb checks into the game. Next shot good as well from Mark Bateman. We'll stay with Salt Lake, trailing by 5. That's the largest deficit for either team yet in this game. Comes with 14:05 left in the second half. Pass intercepted by Kelsey. Here he comes on the other end. His pass tipped away right into the arms of Nichols. Nichols, a left-handed dribble on the far side. Kicks it out for Kennedy. Now over to Kelsey. Now in the near corner is Holcomb, and his three-point shot is good. That's Devin Windham, in fact. His first three-pointer made of the game. It's now a game-high 8-point lead for Prime16. Trey Anderson leaves it short on the left side of the rim. Joe Kelsey again comes up with the rebound. Creates some space at the top of the arc, but his pass intercepted by Chol Deng. Deng on the other end gives it off for Trey Anderson, a finger roll all the way up on the rim. And Anderson up to a 22-point effort, his first points of the second half. Wyndham over to Kelsey. Kelsey to his right, and he got fouled by Trey Anderson, who can't believe the call. Amari Moody checks into the game, along with Trent McLaughlin. Chol Deng and Miles Youngblood each check out of the game. There's a long three-point shot. No good. Rebels with the ball now. Driving the baseline. It's kicked out. Paranoid misses the shot. And that was Mateus Minnick missing the shot, pardon my word, as Trey Anderson got knocked down on the other end. Foul called on Jared Nichols. So it's Salt Lake ball. They trail by 6. Three-point shot in the corner from Mateus Minnick misses. Here's Devin Wyndham on the other end. Kicks it out. Caden Kennedy at the right wing. To his left for Kelsey. Kelsey right-handed dribble. Drops it off for Kennedy. A long two-point shot. Too strong. Rebounded by Prime. A three-point shot from Kelsey. No good. Ripped down by Trey Anderson. Anderson trying to heat back up here in the second half after he had 20 points in the first half. Mark Bateman, top of the key, gives it off to his left. Now Anderson had his dribble poked away. Joe Kelsey comes up with it. Kelsey gives it off for McLaughlin. Now to Kennedy down low, his dribble nearly poked away. Kelsey ends up with it once again at the left wing. Left-handed dribble, bounce pass down low to Kennedy. Spinning under the rim, his shot blocked, and they end up calling a foul. .24 left in the game. Salt Lake ball as they trail by 6 points. Youngblood gets it into Nander. Nander, a bounce pass inside to Paranoid, going to the rim, lays it off the glass. Nice looking shot by Dylan Paranoid. He's got 4 points on the day. Joe Kelsey trying to remain hot for Prime16. Streaking to the rim was Trent McLaughlin, and he got fouled on his way there. So he'll shoot a couple. McLaughlin makes the first one. And the second one, so make it 6 points on the day for him. It's a 6-point lead for Prime as well. Miles Youngblood starts with the ball on the other end for Salt Lake. Gives it off in a long three-point shot, no good. Attempted that time by Jackson Holcomb. That three-point shot off the front of the rim from McLaughlin left it short. Minnick on the other end had his pass poked away, but still retained by Salt Lake. Paranoid going to the rim, trying to lay it off the glass. That shot no good. And a nice finger roll under the rim that time by Jackson Holcomb, his first points of the day. So Trey Anderson has cooled down. Only 2 points in the first 6 minutes of this second half, but the rest of the team has picked it up to keep its distance. Salt Lake still down by only 4 points. That's kind of where the lead is stabilized for Prime16. Was up to as much as 8 after it was back and forth for most of the first half. Prime ball as Harrop gets it into Kelsey. Back over to Kai Harrop. Jump shot no good. Rebounded by the Rebels. Here they come on the other end. Trey Anderson trying to catch a lob under the rim, but it came off his fingertips. Retained by the Rebels. And that's Paranoid under the rim, in fact. They get Trent McLaughlin for the foul. Mari Moody's going to check in as Joe Kelsey takes a few minutes off. 9:29 left in this one. Salt Lake ball. Nander in the far corner. To his left. Around the horn they go. Now Youngblood trying to make a break for the rim. Had his dribble poked away, and here they come on the other end. It's Moody. Moody sends it down low. Streaking to the rim, he finds Kai Harrop for his first points of the game. That three-point shot. Good for Salt Lake, who now trails by only 3. And will leave it at a 48-45 score, 8:55 left in the game. As we take a really quick break here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. Just under 9 minutes left in this one between Prime16 and Salt Lake. Prime leads Salt Lake 48-45. It's been close throughout. As much as an 8-point lead for Prime. Salt Lake getting a little bit closer, and that inbounds pass is intercepted by Sina Nander, who got fouled under the rim. So the strong play as of recently continues for the Rebels. Nander misses the first, so still looking for his first points of the game. And now Nander has his first of the game, so Salt Lake trails by only 2 now. Here's Trent McLaughlin setting a quick pace, bounce pass to Moody. Moody puts the ball on the floor. Switching hands with his dribble, now over to his right, back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin at the top of the key. Now breaks for his right, bounce pass down low, and under the rim, able to convert. That's Kai Harrop. Miles Youngblood with a 3-point shot for Salt Lake, can't convert. Tried to take a quick shot there, his team down by 4. Could have gotten them a lot closer. Dribble nearly poked away from Devin Windham. And under the rim, layup couldn't be made. Each team has committed 4 fouls in the second half, with 8:09 left in the game. Chol Deng's going to check in here. And Deng checks in for Mateus Minnick. Layup no good from McLaughlin, but he got fouled, so he'll head to the line for 2. Prime still up by 4, chance to make it as much as 6 points for the lead. McLaughlin with 7 points now. An immediate whistle called, stays with the Rebels. Nander calling out the shots for Salt Lake. Gives it in the corner. Now here's Anderson trying to heat back up in the second half. So they call Prime for the foul there. Ball back inbounded, and a nice shot under the rim from Jackson Holcomb. He's made some impressive shots down there in the paint in this one. Long three-point shot, no good by McLaughlin. Prime stays with it. Now Wyndham in the far corner. Prime up by 3 with 7 minutes left. Caden Kennedy's going to check into the game for Amari Moody. Kelsey also checks back into the game. Joe Kelsey leading all scorers in this game with 26 points, 22 of which were in the first half. Bounce pass down low to Kennedy. Now kicked out to Kelsey. His three-point shot off the front of the rim, and it rolls home. 29 for Joe Kelsey. That shot falls for Miles Youngblood, and he'll head to the line to make it a three-point play. Youngblood has been the star player for this Salt Lake Rebels team for most of the ACBL season, leading the team with 15 points per game, 4.2 assists per game, and a 50% three-point percentage, playing in just about every game. And in the meantime, Jared Nichols checks in place of Trent McLaughlin. Chol Deng with the ball on the other end for Salt Lake. His shot too strong. So they call Trey Anderson for a foul. Been a bit of a tough second half for Trey Anderson. Had 20 points in the first, and through 12 minutes, or make that 10 minutes in this second half, he's only got 2 points. Cena Nander leaves the game. Mark Bateman checks in. Inbounds pass poked away. Joe Kelsey with it once again. Nearly had his pocket picked by Bateman. Picks up his dribble, sends it off to his right. Dylan Paranoid checks into the game. 1-1 free throw good from Kennedy, so he earns the second. Gavin Bray checks into the game. And Kennedy gets both to fall. He is now the second Prime 16 player to be in double digits with 11. Miles Youngblood on the other end ended up being fouled by Jared Nichols. Seven fouls committed by Prime, 8 fouls committed by Salt Lake. They inbound it to Deng. Deng's shot blocked by Wyndham, that is. And they kick it out, a three-point shot too strong. Rebounded by Deng. Kicks it out for Youngblood, steps back, thought about a three, picks up his dribble, gives it off to Anderson. Anderson puts it on the floor to his right, then gets rushed by Jared Nichols, and around the horn they go. Here's Youngblood. This time he does take the three at the right wing. It's no good. Rebound still picked up by Salt Lake. Plenty of chances. A long two from Trey Anderson. That's no good. And rebounded by Kelsey Nichols, who picks it up off the ground. Kelsey to bring it up. Prime up by 5 points with 5.5 minutes left. Kelsey shoved out of bounds. Joe Kelsey gets it inbounds to Caden Kennedy. He was wide open, and he converts another shot. He is red hot in this second half with 13 total points now for Caden Kennedy. Trey Anderson, top of the key, drives in now, gets fouled, can't make the shot. Shot no good from Anderson. Couple subs check into the game. Mateus Minnick and Jackson Holcomb each check in for Miles Youngblood and Chol Deng. Trent McLaughlin checks into the game for Prime. Anderson misses both free throws. He has cooled off considerably in the second half. Only 2 points compared to 20 in the first half. Here's Joe Kelsey. Was fouled as he tried to pass it off to Kennedy. Clock under 5 minutes now, and Kelsey to the line. Looking for point number 30. Makes the first one, and in the bonus earns the second. 30 points for Joe Kelsey, the sophomore guard from Desert Ridge. And he keeps it rolling. Puts Prime up by a game-high 9 points now. 60-51 is the score. So they call a technical foul on the Rebels bench for the second time this game, a technical foul. And Joe Kelsey takes advantage by making both free throws and putting Prime 16 up by now a game-high 11 points. 62-51 is the score. Dylan Paranoid kicks it out for Anderson. Trey Anderson lets it loose up top. A nice shot made to get the Rebels a little bit closer. McLaughlin drives the baseline. Now kicks it out for Bray to Kelsey. Kelsey drives down the corner. Kicks it out for Wyndham. McLaughlin drives the lane. Finger roll off the glass is good. McLaughlin with 9 now. Bateman with a jump shot, fading away. He's able to make that one. Gavin Bray gives it off to Kennedy. Kennedy driving the baseline, kicks it out. Wide open three-point shot for Kelsey. That one's no good. And rebounded by Paranoid. Gives it off to Anderson. A deep three-point shot. That off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Prime16. It was Wyndham that came up with it. And now under the rim. Unable to convert is Paranoid, gets the rebound, and gets fouled on his way back up. Couple subs check into the game as Paranoid makes the first of 2 free throws. This foul puts the Rebels in the bonus now, in the double bonus. Joe Kelsey gets the inbounds pass, a bounce pass over to Wyndham. That's Devin Wyndham. Kelsey top of the key. Under 3 minutes left in this one now. Prime still with the ball. Kennedy down low to Kelsey. Under the rim, finger roll is good. Joe Kelsey with 35. They get Trent McLaughlin for a foul. First shot no good from Anderson. As Youngblood checks into the game for Nander. And so Anderson makes the second, give him 25 points on the day. 5 in the second half for Anderson. McLaughlin being swarmed in the backcourt. Full court press being put on by Salt Lake, and that allows McLaughlin to break free under the rim. Trent McLaughlin turning it up here in the second half. He's into double digits now. Three-point shot blocked from behind by McLaughlin as well. Anderson looked like he was wide open, and then Trent McLaughlin came out of nowhere to block it. Devin Wyndham called for the foul. 2:20 left now. It's a 10-point lead for Prime16. Salt Lake trying to claw its way back into this one. Dylan paranoid at the line again. Makes one of two. Rebounded by Prime. Full court press still on by Salt Lake. Here's Wyndham breaking free. Now under the rim, McLaughlin gets fouled. Couldn't finish the shot. So Bray and Nichols check into the game. McLaughlin makes the first free throw. He has been one of the late stars in this game. Of course, Joe Kelsey leading the way for Prime16. Is that shot no good? But Trent McLaughlin down the stretch has been huge for Prime16. Here's Miles Youngblood on the other end, a finger roll for some quick points. Youngblood in double figures now. And the ball stays with Salt Lake. Heaved in bounds, picked up by Holcomb, who goes straight to the rim to convert a pair. So now it's a 6-point game once again. Rebels on a bit of a run here. McLaughlin gets the inbound pass. Tightly guarded by Anderson. McLaughlin now near the midcourt logo. Ended up being fouled by Anderson. So McLaughlin makes one of two, staying clutch down the stretch. Youngblood on the other end drives straight to the rim. His finger roll just barely falls out, makes a really nice save of a ball that was going out of bounds. Anderson going back up with it, and he couldn't convert. But he'll now head to the line for two. Only a minute 19 left in this one. Anderson makes one of two. Just after checking into the game, Devin Wyndham comes down the floor and had his pocket picked, so it'll stay with Salt Lake. Down by 6 with 75 seconds left in this game. Youngblood, a floater off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Kennedy. Kennedy ends up with it again. And now in the front court, Joe Kelsey with a clear lane to the rim. Converts for points number 36 and 37. Anderson with a short or long 2-point try. Ended up being fouled. So they get McLaughlin for the foul. Anderson up to 26, so he's trying to join the 30-point club. Misses both of the free throws. Prime ball. They're up by 8 now. 48 seconds left in regulation. Joe Kelsey with a 3 could get up to 40 points in this one. And Prime16 playing keep away. Joe Kelsey, sophomore from Desert Ridge. Now to Devin Wyndham. And they call Salt Lake ball, 15.2 seconds left. Rebels need some quick points. Here's Youngblood, kicks it out. Paranoid for the three, no good. Rebounded by Prime16. And that'll effectively do it here at ACU. Ending the final game tonight. So the final score in this one, 72-64, as the Prime16 club moves on to 3-2. Salt Lake dropping down to 3-3, entering the final week of the Arizona Club Basketball League season. We'll play the championship game this coming Sunday at 4 o'clock, and the playoffs will start tomorrow. There's 9 teams in the Arizona Club Basketball League, so tomorrow we'll find out which one will miss out on the playoffs, and we'll look at the rest of the seedings, and then we'll have our next broadcast this coming Sunday as that championship game. As we had in the first game tonight, Factory moving on to 7-0, beating the Nevada Hard-to-Guard down to 4-2. Dominic Gonzalez, the leading scorer, with 19 points in that one. And then in this game, Salt Lake Rebels had Trey Anderson with a team-high 26 points. And then for Prime16, it was Joe Kelsey leading the way with 37 points to end this one. Once again, the final score, 72-64. And Scott Bray's Prime16 defeat Salt Lake Rebels, Everett Gray's team, 72-64. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And for the entire ACBL network presented by Real Recruits, I'm Steven Cusimano saying good night.